Hello, everybody. It's Chase here with the Overrun. We are here with Jake Berg from Acura PR, and we are going to try and tell you what the 10,000-ish dollar question is. What is the difference between the Honda Civic Type R and the new Acura Integra Type R or Type S? Type S. It's Type S. So, I mean, let's just start with kind of broad level. What are some of the highlighting things that are going to set, I mean, these two cars apart for presumably what are somewhat different buyers in your eyes, right?
Yeah, so of course, Type S is focused on ultimate street performance. So, whether it's TLX Type S, MDX Type S, Integra Type S, it's about giving you more performance while still maintaining the daily usability, drivability that our customers expect when they're taking their Type S, up to the grocery store
Mm-hmm.
on their normal commute. So you get that extra performance, but you still have the creature comforts that you'd expect from a premium Acura model. Whereas Type R is more focused on track performance, so ultimate lightweighting, maybe sacrificing a few features to get a better track time. And so for Integra Type S specifically, if we already want to start diving into specific features,
Sure.
so on the inside you get head-up display, heated front seats, power driver's seat, and then there's also additional sound deadening compared to the Type R.
Mm-hmm.
So with Integra Type S, you get the same level of sound deadening that's on the Integra A-Spec, whereas
Right.
on Civic Type R, they've removed some sound deadening. And then Integra Type S, you also get the ELS Studio 3D audio
Mm-hmm.
system that, you have the great sound of the engine, great sound of the exhaust, and then great sound from your music.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you had mentioned when we spoke earlier that the your spring rates are a little bit softer. You had said that the Sport Plus mode was roughly the same spring and damper rate as the Type R is in its most base form. I'm sure that has fixed dampers presumably.
No, so
Which they
both
haven't.
cars have adaptive
That's right, they
dampers.
do.
Yeah.
Yes.
But every setting on Integra Type S is going to be softer than the Type R.
Okay.
So the Sport Plus setting on Type S is right around the normal setting
Mm-hmm.
for the Type R.
Okay, cool. And then I do want to ask you one thing because we haven't gotten into the Type S just yet. Uh, I've driven the SI and Civics on that platform, and I know that while the rev matching is really great for sitting in traffic and that streetability that you're talking about, you do also kind of have to dive into some menus to get to it. I was telling the story to Joby and a few other people earlier where I got yelled at in LA traffic for trying to turn the rev match off before I hit Angeles Crest, and is that something that you still have to do? Or are you guys kind of aware of some of the complaints surrounding that? Have you heard that before?
So for safety reasons,
Uh huh.
you do have to come to a stop and have put on the parking brake in order to get in the menu and
Okay.
turn off the rev
Yeah.
match.
So I mean, presumably for safety reasons, just means so that you're not messing with the screen while driving,
Yeah,
right?
not
Okay.
messing with the screen, and then also, I mean, I don't want to speculate, but like if you're driving, it
Mm.
might make more sense just to do it while you're stopped rather than, I don't know, maybe someone like tries to turn it off mid shift or something.
Right. Yeah. And then you end up with some smelly smells in the interior.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but of course, we do allow customers that
Right.
the option of turning that off.
Yeah. And then, of course, stylistically, there's quite a lot of differences, but the same ethos is sort of present. Do you see that kind of design language for Acura? I think the Integra Type S looks a lot more aggressive than the Type R. Sans wing. Obviously, the Type R's got the big wing on it. The Type S doesn't. Do you see that design language kind of speaking to a different buyer? Because I've talked already about these presumably being different buyers. Do you guys see those as different groups?
Yeah, so Integra Type S is definitely designed to look more premium,
Uh
a
huh.
little bit of a cleaner look, and it definitely takes design cues from the rest of the lineup that we debuted years ago on the Acura Precision concept. And it's for Integra Type S, the idea is to have show-stopping performance as well as communicating its high performance intention with the styling.
Right.
So the car is and it certainly compared to the standard Integra, it looks a lot more aggressive.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it
Definitely.
has 2.8 inches in additional width,
Mm-hmm.
and then a little bit extra length because you've got the additional front and rear arrow that
Yeah.
adds to the length rather. And then You can also get accessory carbon fiber deck lid spoiler as well to make it look a little bit more aggressive.
Which the one that we have here has, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And then there's also the copper
wheel
accessory.
How much do you know
option.
off the top of your head? How much is that? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah. So the copper wheel accessory is $2,000.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So there's obviously quite a lot more just off of those two things. Excuse me. In options and customization, I think that there's probably a little bit more of that for Acura's customers, especially at that level. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know the full list of accessories you can get.
I wouldn't expect you to. I'm sure. Well, the Type R actually is really, really, you kind of, it's like buying almost a loaded Toyota product, a top of the line Toyota product. You get everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like some carbon bits and some floor mats for the Type R. And that's kind of it.
And with the Type S, there's also generally one spec too. So there's, you get the head-up display, the heated seats, everything is all just in one package. And then with the accessories, you can really make it your own. So we also offer a titanium shift knob that harkens back to the DC2 Integra Type R.
Let me ask you about that. So that's straight up DC2, all titanium? Because I know in the SI and the Type R, there's that little bit of leather wrapping around the. I didn't see the shifter in that one, but it's probably roughly the same. It's perforated, I think.
Yeah,
right?
in the standard car, you get perforated shift knob with the little metal piece on top.
Right.
But the Type S shift knob, I've only seen it one time, but at least from what I can remember, it's just one
solid metal piece, just like the DC2.
Exactly.
Cool. That's really cool.
You can also get an Alcantara steering wheel.
Yeah.
And then while we're talking about the DC2 Integra Type R, a little Easter egg that harkens back to the JDM Integra Type R is the yellow needles that are in the gauge cluster in Sport Plus mode.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so, that's cool. That's cool. And then just a quick note on wheels and tires. Obviously the wheel design is different. Is there anything mechanically different about your wheel and tire setup on that car?
So the size is the same as the Type R.
Okay.
But on the Type S, the tire tread pattern and the tire compound is
a 4S, right?
Yeah, they're both Michelin Pilot Sport 4Ss that you get standard on both cars. And then for the Integra Type S, the tread pattern and the tire compound is slightly different just to help achieve the performance targets for that
model. Yeah, and presumably there's some work to massage the NVH a little more, keep that streetability.
And then, just the Integra Type S with the different adaptive damper settings and other small tweaks, you got to just make minor changes to the tire to account for those.
Yeah. All right, and then obviously mechanically the engine is largely the same. It's still that 2-liter.
Yeah, 2-liter turbo 4. They're all of those engines are built at the Anna engine plant in Ohio.
Yep.
Of course, Integra Type S is assembled at our Marysville auto plant alongside the standard Integra, the TLX, and the TLX Type S. Whereas Civic Type R is assembled in Japan.
Yes, it is.
And engine is shipped out to Japan for that vehicle.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. So so this 4-cylinder gets taken from MAP, right, in Ohio.
The Anna engine plant.
Anna, okay. So it gets taken from Anna and shipped there and put into this. So they get the body in white in Japan and do basically everything but final assembly.
Well, the rest, I don't know.
I don't mean to ask you too much about the Type R. Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just talking strictly about the engine.
Okay, that's interesting. All right, cool.
And then
there's a big difference.
Yeah,
that's a very big difference.
Yeah,
the engine covers half the planet first.
Yes, and then also the Integra Type S has 5 more horsepower than the Type R.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah, and that's also to account for the just giving more performance for Type S. And then also Type S is approximately 30 pounds heavier curb weight.
However, just about to ask that.
Yes, that's the figure I was just making sure I had in my mind.
Yeah.
But even then, you still get all those additional features.
Yeah.
And yet the curb weight is negligibly higher.
Yeah, 30 pounds is a backpack sometimes. Yeah.
Right.
Perfect.
What you ate for breakfast.
Yeah, because when I tested, so I've tested both the SI and the A spec. They were a little far apart, to be quite honest, so I don't have a direct one-to-one comparison. But the that difference in weight was my concern because the SI felt just so gossamer light. the controls were light, the clutch was light, the inputs are light, and the car itself feels really, really, really light. And most of that I found translated to the A spec, and I'm glad to hear that by and large you're getting really quite a lot more features, including the coveted heated seats that Type R owners seem to be a little upset about. Because the Canadian guys get it.
Right.
So that's, I mean, great to hear.
Yeah, and speaking of the seats too, of course, Integra has, Type R has the more aggressive seats that you'd want on a track. Integra Type S.
I didn't know the profile was different.
Yeah, so the seats in both cars are really different. So Type R has unique seat that's, I mean, closer to like a, more aggressive,
a little more buckety
seat. Yeah. Integra Type S uses the same frame as the A spec, but some of the padding in the seat is different. Most notably in the bolsters. The bolsters have a little bit
on the back or on the side?
On the sides, the side bolsters.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's roughly about our 10 minutes, and I think that's probably quite enough differences for most people to hopefully make an educated guess about what the deal is with that. We'll see you guys back at mine and Jovi's desks. Thanks so much. Bye.